Hello everyone and welcome to Divine Reads. This is Tara and I am doing a Divine Masculine reading. It's been some time, quite some time since the last time I've done a Divine Masculine reading. And I've kind of taken a break from the channel altogether, so thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment, or subscribe to the content. Please take everything as it resonates. If you feel like this does not apply specifically to you or your Divine Masculine in your situation, please don't try to make it fit. There may be parts of the message that you resonate with, and there may be parts that you don't, and that's fine. So I'm just doing a shuffle of the oracles that I want to use right now, which is Keepers of the Light oracle cards, right? And so I'm doing this just to help me kind of clarify the messages here for the Divine Masculine. Then I am going to grab the Lightseers Tarot deck and ask Holy Spirit to please show me any messages that we need to see for the Divine Masculine at this time. Please show me anything that I need to see for the Divine Masculine at this time. Show me where I need to see, please, for Divine Masculine at this time. Now, what I do know as a part of my own personal journey is that both Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine have been growing very much during this time. During my time away, during my time off, I've been kind of keeping track of what's been going on, and I've been watching other readers. And so I'm very interested to see what gets pulled today. The messages here. So I'll go ahead and get started. And the overall energy for our reading today is focused intention. Think about what you desire. Set your sights high. Expect the best possible outcome. All right. Overall energy. And we also have, excuse me, the Five of Pentacles. And so the overall energy for the Divine Masculine or masculines that I'm picking up on right now feels very much like the Divine Masculine is kind of trying to come through on the other side of feeling left out in the cold. Feeling like the Divine Masculine is trying to focus his or her intention on what it is that they want, trying to be in the present moment, trying to allow, you know, the forces that be to kind of be the guiding light and following that guiding light, right? But it's very difficult because of everything that's transpired, right? So the Divine Masculine is always kind of in the middle of this journey where, as far as the Divine Masculine can go, they get to a point where they allow the past to kind of reel them back in, and they kind of get this like defeated sense of frustration about them, right? And so in the recent past, this Divine Masculine has care and compassion, and it says, choose to be love. Do what is right for everyone involved. Offer a helping hand. All right. And interestingly enough, we've got the Ace of Pentacles that came out with that. And so this is the offering of the helping hand. And so this Divine Masculine kind of maybe been trying to make amends, showing concern, showing care and compassion for the Divine Feminine and maybe even others, offering help, giving money, providing financially, giving gifts, giving acts of service, performing duties of different natures, right? So I'm gonna kind of clarify this a little bit. How does this make the divine masculine feel? How does the divine masculine feel about offering this service? I would say that offering this, being able to offer this, being able to provide, being able to give is definitely wish fulfillment for the divine masculine. It makes him feel very good. It makes him feel very free. It makes him feel like he's offering like an olive branch, or that he offered an olive branch. Makes him feel like he's balancing out the scales of justice in this situation. Makes him feel like he is doing some good in the world, or offering some good in your situation. The situation with the divine feminine, the situation with God, feeling like he's righting wrongs, righting previous wrongs, just trying to do things that are more justifiable, that are more balanced, so that he can see himself as a better person, so that he can see himself growing, so that he can be a better version of himself. Okay. And so presently we have expect miracles, right? And this is the Holy Spirit card in this deck. It says, remember that only love is real. Miracles will occur naturally. Spirit has your back. Okay. And I'll just flip the card around so that you can kind of get a good look at it, right? And that's accompanied with the 8 of Wands. Okay. And so this is the divine masculine realizing that he is chosen. Okay, that he is a chosen one, that he is in fact a divine masculine, that he does have a sacred path and a sacred journey that he has been chosen to complete. Okay, whether or not he realizes exactly what that mission is yet to be seen, but it's an acknowledgement. The star, that he is a star. Okay, that there is a light being shown on him, that there is hope in this situation. Okay, everything here is pointing to, you know, to God, to the angels. Okay, to the guides and the way showers that are here to guide divine masculine through. But this is very, very divine feeling, right? Let's see, bottom of the deck is the Knight of Cups. All right, and so this is possibly an offer, a loving offer. I don't want to say necessarily romance, because it feels more like back to that compassion. So it is not so much about like sexual energy, but it's more about like the deepness of the true love, the true heart, the true compassion, true understanding. And I think that the divine masculine is starting to feel this from God, from the divine source, right? I feel like the divine masculine is starting to feel the love. All right. He may even be feeling the love that the divine feminine has for him. Okay. And so the current challenge for this divine masculine is forgiveness. It says you are on the path of light, love, and forgiveness. Father healing is possible at this time. All right. And I mean, this is the, you know, the white Jesus. But it's forgiveness. It is forgiveness. All right. And he's having trouble forgiving himself. He may be having trouble forgiving the divine feminine for whatever perceived wrongs are there. He may feel like the divine feminine hasn't forgiven him, or won't forgive him, can't forgive him. Maybe he's afraid to ask for forgiveness because he wants to be forgiven. He's just not sure if this is okay. This may be that he needs to perform some sort of repentance to God in order to apologize for straying away, to apologize for treating his divine journey as if it didn't exist, as if it didn't matter, not listening to his intuition, not listening to his guides, not paying attention to the signs and synchronicities that have been trying to guide him along this way, and just kind of doing whatever it is that he wanted to do, right? Being selfish, being manipulative, lying, cheating, you know, and doing those more low vibrational things that weren't serving anyone, okay? But the other card that came out with this is the Six of Swords, right? And so he's wanting to move on. He's wanting to move on. He's wanting to be forgiven, and he's wanting to move on. He's wanting to move forward. He's wanting to move past this. He's wanting to, you know, kind of pack those troubles away from the past, and he's wanting to move forward. But again, this is a challenge for him, and so this is something that has not yet occurred, and this is definitely something that we're wanting to try and do. So Spirit, can you give us some advice for a divine masculine that may be reading this reading, watching this reading, I'm sorry, and trying to figure out how to gain forgiveness? How does divine masculine seek forgiveness? How does divine masculine seek forgiveness? How does divine masculine seek forgiveness? Two of Wands. Bottom of the deck, Queen of Cups. By making a choice, by making a decision, by deciding, by choosing love, by choosing self-love, choosing to love yourself, choosing to be emotional, by choosing to go deep about yourself, to listen to your intuition, to follow your intuition, to surrender. Does she look like she's surrendering? To surrender to the journey, surrender to God, surrender to the love that is here for you, right? Because, I mean, this Queen of Cups, this card is actually very cool. So this Queen of Cups looks like she's sitting in water, right? And so the water comes up about waist high, but then it almost turns into a table. The water itself turns into the table, and the cup is sitting on top of the water, right? And so it's being offered here for her. It's right here for the taking, okay? And as she surrenders, the cup is filled, okay? As she surrenders, the cup is filled. Now, subconsciously, the divine masculine is being called to action, okay? So this card reads, take charge, lead by example, walk your talk. All right? Again, I'm getting signs, I'm getting synchronicities, okay? I'm getting having something to do with astrological signs, could have something to do with like moons, alignments. Let's see here. We also have the Six of Cups. And so we all know probably by now that the Six of Cups is reference to the twin flame journey, a past life connection, a soulmate, twin flame, right? And so your call to action, divine masculine, is your twin flame. That is literally your call to action. Call to action, okay? If I want to look at this another way, though, I can see take charge, lead by example, walk your talk, right? This is growing up. This is significant of the divine masculine, maybe growing up, going back over and through his life's journey, his path, his connections over time, right? Everything that he has learned, going from being a boy into a man. I can also see that if the divine masculine is a father, has children, this is, you know, a connection with the type of father that he is to be, okay? Being called to action to be a better father than the one that he had, a better father than the ones that he knew. Maybe the divine masculine does not have a connection with his father, and this is, you know, representative of him being the type of father that he always wanted or wished that he had at some point, okay? But this is action-based, okay? This is something that the divine masculine needs to do, and I feel like this is something that the divine masculine knows. And maybe he's been ignoring it or putting it on the back burner, or he's been moving about it very slowly, and not making any sort of like drastic movements in this direction. Maybe he's just been taking baby steps, but the divine masculine is now being called to do more, okay? To do more in this situation. Now, consciously, where we are for the divine masculine, what he's okay with talking about is cloak of wisdom, okay? And you already know the answer you seek. Trust what you know, okay? And again, this is another reference to Jesus, okay? This is very much about growth. This is, this very feels like him looking at himself in the mirror. It feels like there's definitely like a masculine energy here with the King of Wands and the lion in the back. Okay, this is very much a taming of oneself. I feel like the divine masculine has learned how to tame his passions, how to tame his desires, how to tame those toxic traits, those things that were keeping him bound, the things that were keeping him distracted. I feel like the divine masculine is no longer distracted by those things anymore. I feel like he's grown out of them. He's grown through them. He's pushed through them, right? And so this very sexy chocolate man that is in this picture as the King of Wands, he's also gray-haired, okay? If you look really closely at his haircut, there's like salt and pepper in there, okay? And so what I'm gaining from that is, again, wisdom. So he's learned so much, and I can feel his strength coming through the cards. But I also see the softness and the vulnerability in his eyes. And so he's wanting to speak. He's needing to speak. He has something to say. But he's trying to tame himself so that it comes out in a way where he can be understood and he can be heard, where his message is clear and concise, where he doesn't want to come off too passionate or too hype. He doesn't want to come off too strong or aggressive. He wants to try and do it in a way where he's really cool, calm, and collected and clear-headed. He wants to share what he's learned. He wants to share what he knows, okay? Knight of Wands, but he's feeling all of this fiery passion, and he's so happy and so excited for everything that he wants to tell the divine feminine, right? I feel like the divine masculine is still sort of maybe trapped or bound either in a situation or in his head, okay, with this 8 of Swords, okay? I feel like he is working maybe or needs to work on his throat chakra, okay? Because again, wanting to speak, having something to say, not sure how to say it, how this will come out, how it will come across, how it will be received, okay? And so this divine masculine is maybe taking some time off, taking a break, taking a rest, gathering his thoughts. Maybe he's really tired because he works a lot, he has a lot going on. He thinks too much, okay? Constantly thinking about this situation. But I also feel like this divine masculine is dreaming. Maybe he is trying to come up with you know, the perfect words for this, and he's hoping that it'll come to him in a dream. I also noticed that in this nest, right, there's a heart here. Okay, and so this is dreaming of the love of the divine feminine, dreaming of the love that he has for the divine feminine, right? And wanting to make this this loving gesture, this loving offer, this loving communication, okay? And so in the near future, for the divine masculine, I have sacred self. It says, unleash your spirit, express your gifts, dance to the sacred rhythm of life. All right. And there's a beautiful big dove here, right? Just in front of the Shekinah. All right. And there's also a 4 of Pentacles that came out with that. Okay. And so I feel like the divine masculine is maybe starting to tap into his magic, his powers a little bit in the near future. I feel like he's starting to maybe understand some things that he's not sharing with anybody, just things that he's starting to notice about himself, maybe through signs, synchronicities, dreams, and things of that nature, right? But he's keeping it to himself, right? And it says to unleash your spirit. It says express your gifts, dance to the sacred rhythm of life. And so I feel like the divine masculine is going to actually start tapping more into his powers, okay? Into his actual divinity and figuring out what that might be for him, okay? So even if he's not necessarily talking about it with you, or talking about it with someone, he's probably doing research. He's probably starting to practice something of some kind. He will be in the near future, right? Figuring out how to manifest things or understanding how manifestation works, right? Maybe thinking back to other things that he has manifested in the past and maybe called it something different or didn't really recognize it at the time, and then starting to understand the powers that he does possess, the abilities that he already has, right? Show me some advice for the divine masculine who is coming into knowledge of his powers, who is coming into knowledge of his ascension. Show me some advice for that divine masculine, please, Spirit. Thank you. 3 of Wands, bottom of the deck, 4 of Wands. All right, so we go from a 3 to a 4. This is growth. This is learning. This is ascension. This is going from planning. This is going from planning to action. This is paying attention. This is studying. This is learning, right? This is looking, okay? This is passion, right? This is learning to protect oneself, right? This is also preparing to go out into the water, out into the vulnerable place, out into, because like to go out into the ocean is to kind of put yourself in a place where you don't have as much control, right? So again, this is about surrendering to the journey, because the 4 of Wands again is another twin flame journey. So you're moving further into the twin flame journey. And I feel like this is pointing to union, and it's really trying to point him in the direction of union, and it's trying to push him further and push him further. It's opening up the love. It's opening up the compassion. It's opening up his vulnerability. It's showing him that there's love here. It is showing him that there's growth here. It's showing him that there's a plan. It's showing him that there's a strategy. It's showing him that there's hope, right? And so it's showing him, I feel like that it's time, and this is where we are. And I'm so happy, and I'm so proud of the divine masculine or masculines that I'm picking up on for this reading. It's making me feel really, really good, you guys. All right. So one thing that I've been doing lately for my personal readings is doing a surrender card. Okay. So I have these cards. They're called the Power of Surrender. Okay. And at the end of each reading, you know, I just kind of ask for a card for what this person needs to surrender, right? And so I just want to ask what the divine masculine needs to surrender at this time, Spirit. The divine masculine is watching this reading. Even if you're a divine feminine watching this reading, what does the person watching this reading at this time need to surrender, please, Spirit? Thank you. All right, I got surrender to effortlessness. It says, stop pushing so hard. The art of living means going with the flow instead of trying to force the river. All right, be in it, let go, right? Surrender, right, to effortlessness. It's effortless. Everything is already laid out for you. The plan, the place, the time. All you have to do is show up. All you have to do is show up. All right. And so last but not least, I like to do the postcards from Spirit because they're always great. One postcard from Spirit, please. One postcard from Spirit. All right, card. It says, Dear you, now is one of those times you're being asked to add some distance, take a step back, and do nothing but observe. Don't worry about how long it will take to regroup. Just know it's temporary and actually an opportunity to take a breath. Slow down and look at how far you've come. Decisions for the highest good are made when you have clarity, which comes from being open to information from both the intellect and the intuition. When you step into the role of observer, it's as if you turn on a switch that allows your soul to be an essential part of the information gathering and decision-making process. In this way, you can approach things from a more neutral and non-judgmental place. We know you'll make the right choice. Trust us when we say, now is not the time to get too close to the fray. Step back now. You will be glad you did. Love you. All right? And so, my interpretation of this card is that rest, right? Kind of like a rest and rejuvenation, okay? You're getting ready to ascend, I guess, into a new territory. It's pushing you a little bit further, but all you have to do is show up. This is effortlessness. So this is not pushing for any outcome. This is not trying to force anything. This is not trying to make yourself be something, do something, see something. This is letting things occur naturally in divine timing as they should, right? And so this is your opportunity to kind of be a little lighthearted, to just enjoy where you've come. Just enjoy where you are, okay? And you'll be guided as you need to go. Things will come to you. They'll kind of be sat in your lap, I almost feel like. Just take a step back. No craziness, no arguments, no fighting, no conflict. I don't see any of that right now for this divine masculine. And so I feel like everything is okay right now, even if you're in the midst of a situation that you don't want to be in, or even if you're in the midst or the thick of something. That's not what you need to focus on at this time, because all those things are being worked out for you. And so the roughest part of this kind of reading was the Five of Pentacles that came out kind of at the beginning, which was the overall energy, because you feel like maybe you don't have what it takes, or that you're missing something, and you're not. You're not missing anything at all. Actually, everything is going exactly as planned. So don't worry. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I love you.